Oh, let's go. Let's go. I'm here with Mussleman's head coach, Coach Thomas. Coach, thanks for being on here today. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you and all you guys do.
Well, we're at Home Team Sports. We love covering, all the EPAC schools. You guys got a big contest going up this week against Loudoun Valley. I was looking at their depth chart, looking at the roster. This may be the biggest line you'll face all year long.
Yeah, I mean, we play some big, we play Morgantown. Morgantown's pretty big. We played Cabell Midland; they're pretty big. But yeah, this might be the biggest team that we play. I got to scout them live in their first scrimmage when they scrimmaged Hedgesville, and they were some massive guys. So they're very big up front.
Yeah, I asked Coach Bishop the same question. I want to, ask you. Being where you're located at in the state of West Virginia, you're not in the heart, you're not down there, where you're around a bunch of West Virginia schools. What goes into playing these Virginia schools? Why do you guys do that?
Mostly travel. It's difficult with our location outside of the EPAC. There's not many close teams. You run up the road to play AAA teams. There's Hampshire. Who's with all due respect, they're not. They're still building a program. You got Morgantown, who we play. You got University. We've tried to schedule University and can never seem to get a date work. Then outside of that, man, you're traveling 4 or 5 hours away. So if you can play a team of your classification, who's about the same size school, and I think in the past all the teams. Jefferson's played Virginia schools. I know Martinsburg's played Virginia schools. I think they're all good matchups. So, more for me, more than anything, I guess maybe just because the older I get, the travel makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that. You guys are coming off a big win last week from a Virginia team, a familiar team, Hanley High School. They had a big receiver. You guys you had some difficulties winning, but not enough to, stop you guys from getting the win. What can you take from last week's win into this week, the momentum trying to, start your season off 2-0?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to win. I think as a coach, you want to win, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt my feelings that we weren't perfect, because then it's easy to get the kids' attention and come in and say, like, hey, these are the things we have to improve on. These are the things we have to work on. So, we've taken some positives from that game. I think there were a lot of positives that we've had, but we've also taken things that we got to work on and improve on, and really practice those this week, during our preparation week.
I've got to ask, I was watching you guys play last week. What's up with the apple cart that's right around? How did that come about? Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, so back in the 80s, they had that cart, and when they scored a touchdown, they drive that cart up and down the track, and just kind of like everything else in the world, things get old and things break down a little bit, and that cart broke, and it's kind of been put to the side, and we've tried to repair it for a couple of years, and it's tough to get all that stuff made up and get that fixed. But big props to my athletic director, Mr. Steve Campbell. He's done a really good job. He's kind of spearheaded that. And he was a former player here, so it means something to him, being a Mussleman guy. So that was pretty cool that we got that up and running a little bit last week. They'll be driving it up and down the track, hopefully a lot. Hopefully when we score some touchdowns. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and one more tradition thing I have to ask: do you guys still use the hammer? We know, me and the ex, player in Eastern Panhandle, you guys are known for having the hammer. Do you guys still share that tradition?
Yeah, we started the hammer in 1980. That was before I was born, so I wasn't around then. But had the hammer since 1980, and all the hammers are hung up in our locker room on the wall. And every year we get a blank hammer, and just we give it to the seniors, and we tell the seniors, it's up to you to design it, to paint it, to make it what you want, and we carry that onto the field with us. You're kind of asking if we still do it, just because we tell the kids it's not really about show. I don't want the kids it around, saying, look at us, look what we got. I want it to be more of, this is our program, this is our tradition. So we carry it out in the field with us every game. But every game when it goes out into the field, they take it to the sidelines, they put it on the sidelines, they take it down to practice with them. They just kind of set it on the side. And then after the game and after the practice, they'll grab it and bring it back to the locker room.
That's good to know. I never knew that you guys got a new hammer every year. I gotta ask, you took over for Coach Price, and you guys ran that smash mouth football for a lot of years. I noticed Last week, you guys were in a spread, 4 wide some. How did that evolve into getting more passing game into your play calling on Friday nights?
Yeah, I've always been the if I could get out and recruit kids and I could find a quarterback, I could go out and grab a quarterback that runs a 4.4 and run a spread and get an athletic kid. We'd run that every single year. We probably wouldn't change our scheme. But the unique part about high school is you really got to kind of prepare for what you have. So we've done, honestly, over the years, we've done a lot of different things. We've gone from, we've had players where we've had some wildcat sets where we just snapped at the kids and kind of ran. We've had some option kids, some quarterbacks who were better on their feet. We had some kids that could do it all a little bit, and we're kind of, a little bit of both. The year we went to the semifinals, we had Trey Beard, and he threw for 2,000 yards. So we could spread it and we could run it. We were about 50-50. But just kind of the way we're made up this year, we got a pocket passing quarterback, got a really strong arm. We're really probably the deepest at receiver that I think we've ever been since I've been the head coach here. So, it wouldn't make sense to line up in a too tight set and to pound it between the tackles every play when your roster's screaming at you, hey, you got a pro style quarterback, you got receivers, you really got to play into their strengths. So we're opening it up a little bit more this year.
That's good. And it's great, that you can transition like that into different offenses to fit you. Because just like you said, high school sports, you have who you have. Let's just talk a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. Can you give me 2 key players that may be impact players in Friday's night's contest?
I mean, I think a no-brainer is Troy Williston. Troy's a monster, man. Troy's a beast. Troy's one of the best defensive ends in the entire state of West Virginia. He's a Division I football player. He's already got a couple offers under his belt, and Troy can impact any game, whether he does or not. Last week Hanley was running away from him a lot, and they weren't going at him, and he was kind of. He's kind of like, hey, I'm not making many plays. And we said, Troy, you're still impacting the game because you're out of the field. So, I think Troy's kind of a no-brainer. He really stands out in the things that he could do. The second one, that's kind of tough. I'm a big fan of Colton Shelton. He's a sophomore starting linebacker for us. And, he's a really good athlete. He started last year on our basketball team as a freshman. And he's just an athletic kid, can get after it. He played point guard on the basketball team, so he's super smart. In our scrimmage against Tuscarora, he had a scoop and score touchdown. He had an interception for a touchdown. Last week against Hanley, he didn't do a lot, but he's just a kid that always seems to find a way to get around the ball.
Well, let's go over to the offensive ball. I just want one impact player that may impact the game Friday night.
Ooh, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. I'm gonna go Logan Shelton. And I was thinking a lot of different names in my head, but Logan's a kid that he's been a 3-year starter for us at receiver. He's had some really big plays over his career for us. And last week he had 3 touchdowns. He had 2 on the offensive end, and then he had a pick 6. So Logan's a kid that, they might come out tomorrow night and they might bracket him some. I don't know. They might single cover him. But, I think Logan in a deep wide receiver room, I think he's our number 1 receiver. So, he's a kid that can always make plays for us.
I thought you was going to go to the quarterback. I really, really like your quarterback, his mobility. Even they throw the ball on the run. I seen him extend a play last week, and I said, well, Mussleman has a special talent there at quarterback. But, you know your team, and you got your guys prepared, and we look forward to having you guys on Home Team Sports on Friday. As I say always, we like to see our kids succeed both on and off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you tune in to see the Mussleman Appleman play Loudoun Valley High School Friday, 7 p.m. at Inwood, West Virginia. Coach, good luck, and represent the state of West Virginia.
Hey, thanks, my man. I appreciate you having me on. And like you said, tune in, watch the game. Should be a good one.
Thank you.